Right now at 4, a message of forgiveness and peace as a community reels from a deadly mass shooting.
We are truly in the midst of the unimaginable. The losses we are suffering cannot be uttered at this time. While we know there are no answers that will satisfy the question why, we are sure of one thing. We do not grieve as those without hope.
A community remembering a beloved doctor, his wife, and their young grandchildren gunned down inside their home.
His job was not being an ER physician. He loved taking care of patients. He loved helping people in the community. He loved helping people get better.
A family still expecting to see their son walk in the door after he's killed just trying to do his job.
I keep on thinking I'm going to wake up and this will have all just faded away as a bad dream.
And investigators still trying to answer the questions, leaving neighbors rattled.
Who is this? Why is this happening right here? It's very scary.
Making sure hope triumphs over fear. The family members of the people killed in that mass shooting that left 5 people dead are making sure the legacies of their loved ones live on, even in the midst of their grief. Thanks so much for joining us for your Fox 46 News at 4. I'm Paige Failing. Fox 46 has team coverage across York County, learning about the impact the victims have had on their community and what investigators say could be the motive behind this deadly rampage. We start you off with Fox 46's Brian Blakely live outside the York County Sheriff's Office, where investigators wrapped up an update on the case just in the past 2 hours here. Brian.
Yeah, that's right, Paige. And a lot coming out of that update earlier this afternoon. Investigators revealing the gunman lived right down the road from the family that was killed in that shooting. But the question still remains tonight. Why did he pull the trigger? Now, here's what we know right now. 5 people were killed at the home off Marshall Road. 70-year-old Dr. Robert Leslie and 69-year-old Barbara Leslie, along with their 2 grandkids, 9-year-old Ada Leslie and 5-year-old Noah Leslie, were killed in that shooting. Officials say James Lewis from Gastonia was working at the home at the time when he was shot and killed. A 6th person was also shot, and we're working to learn their condition at this time. Officials say former NFL pro Philip Adams was the gunman in the mass shooting. Investigators stress at this point there is no patient-doctor relationship between Adams and Leslie. Now, Dr. Leslie and his family are being remembered as pillars in this community. Fox 46's Robin Kennedy live at Riverview Family Medical Center tonight, a practice that the Dr. Leslie owned. And Robin, he had a huge impact on the community here in York County.
He did, Brian. Dr. Robert Leslie and his wife, Barbara, were loved in this community, and that love is on display here at Riverview Family Medicine and Urgent Care. The doctor's practice, people have come by and left flowers and cards, and there's also a note on the door saying the practice is closed today to mourn the loss of Dr. Leslie. Now, the ER doctor was described as a Renaissance man. The family friend, Congressman Ralph Norman, says Dr. Leslie wrote books and did charity work with Camp Joy for kids with disabilities. Norman says Dr. Leslie and his wife, Barbara, just loved their grandchildren. They spent a lot of time with them at home and at the beach. The family friend says they built 2 houses for their children and grandchildren on a property on Marshall Road to live right next to them. Dr. Leslie, his wife Barbara, and his 2 grandchildren, 9-year-old Ada Leslie and 5-year-old Noah Leslie, were killed when a gunman stormed inside their house yesterday. The community is just in deep sadness and shock today. People left flowers and cards outside here at Riverview Family Medicine on Celanese Road in Rock Hill. The practice is closed today, as I mentioned. They are mourning the loss of Dr. Leslie, his wife, and grandchildren.
He's given more medicine away than any doctor I know. That's why he's so beloved. He treated anybody. If I had a problem, I would call Robert. And that's just how he was. He was a family man, brilliant. There was an orthopedist who had a heart attack, came to the emergency room. The other doctors froze. Robert knew exactly what to do. He just was a brilliant doctor, but just a brilliant person.
Yeah, Robin, just so well regarded and so well liked here in the community. You mentioned that the family practiced there. Dr. Leslie also worked at some other places around Rock Hill.
He did. A lot of people knew him here. He was an emergency room physician at Piedmont Medical Center for years. He was also a medical director at that hospital and the medical director for Winthrop University. And the Leslie family was very active in their church, First ARP, here in Rock Hill. Brian.
All right, Robin Kennedy, yeah, just an emotional day here, not only in York County, but also Gaston County. A family whose son was killed in that shooting says he was known for his generous heart, saying he would give the shirt off his back. Fox 46's Emma Withrow live in Gaston County tonight after speaking with James Lewis's family. Emma?
Right, Brian. 38-year-old James Lewis leaves behind his parents, Tom and Linda, and then 3 children. I spoke to his parents today, and they were still in complete shock, obviously. James was their only son. He worked for Gaston Sheet Metal and was working on the Leslie's AC unit with a coworker when they were both shot. His dad told me his son loved his children and worked so hard to raise them by himself.
James was a good man. 38 years old. He was raising 3 kids by himself, working more than a full time. There were times when he was on call for a week at a time. He'd work 16, 18 hours a day.
James's coworker, Robert Shook, was also shot. He was able to call back to GSM and tell them they'd both been shot. Someone from the company then called 911. And his dad, Tom, told me today that he had to break the news to James's 3 kids. Obviously, they are completely devastated. We'll hear more from those parents coming up at 5. And he also said that those kids were the light of James's life and he would have done anything to provide for them. But for now, live in Gastonia, Emma Withrow, Fox 46.
Yeah, and our thoughts and prayers certainly with those families and all of the co-workers here tonight. All right, Emma, thank you. Now, Fox 46's Matt Grant continues our team coverage tonight. And Matt, we had some dramatic new 911 calls that were revealed earlier this afternoon in that press conference. What happened in the moments after that shooting?
Yeah, Brian, a lot of chaos and uncertainty. The call started coming in about 4:45. The York County Sheriff releasing those 911 calls just a short while ago at a news conference. Those calls came in first from an 80-year-old neighbor who says he heard as many as 20 gunshots when he was outside cutting grass. He describes seeing one of the air conditioning technicians who was out at the home lying in the driveway. The sheriff confirmed multiple rounds were fired from 2 different weapons, a .45 and 9mm handguns. No indication right now, according to the sheriff, that either guns were purchased illegally. The company where the 2 technicians worked, they were the ones who called 911. They said one of their employees who was at the house to do a job called the company to say he and his partner were both shot and his partner was unresponsive. Take a listen.
And my 2 technicians are there. One just called me. He can't talk. He's screaming, "I've been shot, I've been shot." And I asked him where the other one is. He said he's laying there and he's unresponsive and he was shot also. I can't get any other information out of him.
Yeah, that caller says that the employee, the technician, the only living survivor, Robert Shook, he believed that he was shot in the face because of the way he was speaking and that his words were slurred. The sheriff says that Shook is right now in very critical condition. Matt Grant, Fox 46.
Yeah, and Matt, certainly we're thinking about him and his family, pulling for him tonight, and just an unbelievable turn with those 911 calls that he was able to do that last night. Now, officials say the man accused of killing the Leslie family lived right down the road from them. Now, officials say former NFL pro Philip Adams was the gunman who opened fire on the family and shot the 2 AC technicians outside the home. And like we've said, Dr. Robert Leslie was a prominent doctor in the area, but officials say they don't know of any patient-physician relationship between the 2 at this point. Now, Fox 46 has learned Adams has ties to several schools across the Carolinas. All new at 4:30. Fox 46 is live at Rock Hill High School after reaching out to his former coaches over there where he played football. And what we're learning about his ties to several other schools here across the Carolinas. Paige, an emotional moment here, and certainly a lot more that will be coming out here as the investigation continues. Back to you in the studio.
Absolutely, Brian. Thank you.